Alright, welcome back to Skyrim. So last time we picked up the first piece of Mehrunes Razor, and we also dealt with Thoron in the Solitude Sewers. Between episodes I did some selling, and we are pretty rich right now. 5,912 gold overall, that's pretty good. I still haven't sold anything to the court mage yet because I have an idea regarding that, so I want to start recording beforehand. But on our way we did pick up, we didn't pick up, but we were given a note by the courier, a request to meet. Just wait for the text to go away. Thank you for your efforts to protect my realm. I believe you possess something that I am in search of, and I require it before I return home.
Well, that's a very mysterious note. I wonder who this S character is. If we're going to meet them, I feel like we ought to proceed cautiously.
It is the artifact from the Shivering Isles that served as the focus for Thoron's depraved rituals. Meet me beneath the Arch of Solitude upon the shore so that we might make an exchange. Okay, so yeah, we have another loose end to wrap up with that, but we're not going to do that right this moment. We're going to go into the Blue Palace because Morrus wants to sell off some of these copious quantities of staves that are looting him down, weighing him down. A little bit of a Freudian slip because I was thinking about loot. All right. It's our first time in here.
Ulfric Stormcloak, the rightful High King.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Halfingar's people will always be safe under my rule.
Your Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragonbridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragonbridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. But about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Varnius. You can rest easy. You're dismissed.
Seems a good opportunity to earn a bit of gold. Morrus didn't want to interrupt the court, so he didn't go and speak to the mage yet. We'll do that now.
If I needed something from you, you would know it.
Interesting eyes you've got there. What do you have for sale?
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Anything interesting? Perhaps like, no adept level summon. I didn't think so. Oh yes, by the way, point to note, I did fix the issue with immersive equipment display, so now the menu doesn't pop up every time I backspace. I had to actually go into the any file and change the key there and then force it to overwrite the UI key. So if any of you are having the same problem, just edit the any. That's what I did. Yeah, I don't think you'll have anything that I need really, so I'll just start selling you some stuff. Staves. Ooh, you'll buy the mace, although it's a bit rich for your blood right now, so let's just... 44 gold left. Let's sell you these. I don't want them anymore. There. You have fun with those. I think I can take off the backpack now. No, not yet.
Right with people looking to spill your blood.
Greetings, my Jarl.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward.
Do you need someone to check out Wolfskull Cave?
Oh, I thought that matter was handled. I think Falk is taking care of that. Be well. Pray for solitude, and he uses all of Halfingar's resources and doesn't answer to me and... Slightest? This hardly seems fair.
Fair is a word rarely applied to politics, my grace. I'm afraid you must learn to accept this.
Hello.
You have business with the court?
I hear you're looking for some help with Wolfskull Cave?
You mean the Dragonbridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work.
Yeah, I'll go and clear out. Why is it called Wolf Skull Cave, out of curiosity?
The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted.
Necromancy is a pretty powerful type of magic. I wouldn't be so quick to discount it, especially if weird goings-on being reported around an area that was supposedly a necromantic hotspot. Yeah, I'll go check it out for you.
Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum.
Ordinarily, in real life, I'd be in a bit of agreement with Falk, thinking that's a little bit superstitious, but this is a world of high fantasy where magic is common, and so are the undead, so we're approaching it with that perspective. But yes, that is why I didn't do bartering with the court mage beforehand. I wanted to capture that because that is my plan for today's episode, to clear out Wolf Skull Cave. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and meet the sender of this letter that we got beneath the Solitude Arch. Good morning.
Don't suppose you'd enchant my sword. Dull old blade can barely cut butter.
What's my enchanting skill? It's interesting that I'm starting to get recognized for it. No wonder, it's almost level 50. Huh. I would say that Wolf Skull Cave would be a good opportunity to test my Spectral Priest spell, because I forgot to do it in the last undead room we went through. But considering that cave, I know it's a little bit meta for me to say, but considering that cave is a mixture of necromancers and undead, the summon would be less effective against the necromancers, whereas it would be more effective against the undead. So I'm going to stick to Magnus for this. Oops. So yeah, if anybody's wondering when I get to the cave why I'm doing that, that is why. I didn't forget again. I actually thought about it. Is this the sender of the letter? It's one of those golden saints. Stada.
You want something from me?
You must be the one who sent that note.
Indeed.
Interesting. We have two choices here. We could give the Sword of Jigalag, or we can give the Sheogora-shaped amber. The swords seem to be at the epicenter of the rituals that Thoron was doing. But it's more valuable. Morrus doesn't know this person or much about the Shivering Isles, or has no reason to give up the sword as of right now, so he's just gonna give the amber.
Very well. Here, take this for your troubles.
And she's not objecting. I suppose it's goodbye.
It would seem so.
She gave us her helmet. Increases stamina. That's a pretty heavy value.
She seemed nice.
That's all you really have to say about that? I guess she seemed nice enough. Some Atronach Forge experiments. Saw Enther's name in here. Ah, so he's had some correspondence with Thoron before. Interesting. I'll just be taking what she left behind. She's clearly not using them. What all is in here? Here's a strong box with some tongs, or calipers if we want to think about Oblivion. Ooh, that was a pretty nice ring and gem we found. Right, well that was nice, short, and sweet. So let's move on to Wolf Skull Cave. We got to keep the Sword of Jigalag, which is quite heavy, though. I kind of want to drop it off either at the college or at Murwatch. Probably at the college, considering we're going to be going there after we sort out the issue with Wolf Skull Cave. 1, to report our success to Jizargo. 2, to get some conjuration training from Finis. And 3, to purchase some new spells, because we actually have a good amount of gold right now. And I'm hoping, after training with Finis, we'll be able to actually purchase an Adept level summon, a replacement for Magnus, because Magnus has been a bit squishy lately. We're a bit over-leveled for his use. It's just our conjuration skill hasn't been leveling quickly enough to actually keep up. The next rank of that spell is a Draugr Mage, whereas this is a Skeletal Mage. And the Draugr Mage has something interesting up its sleeve. You'll see when I get it. For now, I will leave you in suspense. I still do need to make a video about the skeleton build. It's just the series of... I don't want to spoil the surprise because I just said I was going to leave it a surprise and leave you just kind of hanging there for now, but there's a very interesting build that you can accomplish with the summon skeleton spells. Oops. If you take the right perks and then use the right spells. We also could get Dawnbreaker, now I'm thinking about it. You know what? Sure, why not? Morrus sees the glow from Mount Kilcreath and he remembers the beacon that he picked up and is still holding on his person. Considering it's kind of on the way, it's, slightly. It's a very slight detour, but it's kind of on the way. Might as well do this quest. We're not going to be using Dawnbreaker, and we're not going to be giving it to Lucian either, because when he uses it, and it does it's a turn undead explosion thing when you kill other undead, it will turn our summons, because we use undead summons. So we're not going to be letting him use it. It'll be more of a display piece than anything. But might as well do it since we're right here.
Yes, I haven't got all day.
Interesting to see a vampire out in daylight. You look rather pale. You have interesting eyes.
It would seem so. Is someone there? I knew it.
Let's see if I can maybe get the bounty right now, even though I don't have the missive. We also have the other one that we can turn in.
To a vigilant of Stendar. Cavort with any Daedra, and we will hunt you down.
Yeah, the vampire terrorizing Whiterun is dead.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
But I can't get a reward for this one. I guess we can check to see if the missive is there when we get back to Solitude, because it was probably a Solitude missive. I'm glad we finally got to turn in that Whiterun vampire bounty, because we had gone along.
Look at my temple lying in ruins. So much for the constancy of mortals, their crafts and their hearts. If they love me not, how can my love reach them?
Alright, sorry about that cut. It is actually a new day now because I ended up having to take care of some things that required me to stop the recording. But here I am. It's just the next day, so it's not like I'm gonna forget everything I was doing. For one, I remember that I need a Arcanist torch in here. So hopefully I actually remember that by the time I get to the door. Got one of these again. Morrus still isn't sure what it is. He finds it mildly concerning that he's seeing glowing words. And here we've got the statue to Meridia. Which, the mod that changes that, Daedric Shrines All in One, I think it's called.
Restore to me my beacon, that I might guide you toward your destiny.
It's a really good statue model, but I don't think the voice fully matches it, but that's more on the vanilla game's fault. I'm not a huge fan of Meridia's voice in the vanilla game. Having a dance with my hands, apparently.
It is time for my splendor to return to Skyrim. But the token of my truth lies buried in the ruins of my once great temple, now tainted by a profane darkness skittering within.
Right now I think Morrus is a bit flabbergasted that he is currently in the sky. And a little bit impressed, too, at the view.
The necromancer Malkaran defiles my shrine with vile corruptions, trapping lost souls left in the wake of this war to do his bidding. Worse still, He uses the power stored within my own token to fuel his foul deeds. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the Defiler.
I mean, as long as you don't mind the fact that I'm a bit of a necromancer myself, although my aim won't be to defile your temple. So I guess enemy of my enemy and all that, huh? Could you tell me more about this artifact?
Mortals call it Dawnbreaker, for it was forged in a holy light that breaks upon my foes, burning away corruption and false life. You will enter my shrine, destroy Malkarin, and retrieve this mighty blade.
Doesn't really sound like I have a choice in the matter.
But a single candle can banish the darkness of the entire void. If not you, then someone else. My beacon is sure to attract a worthy soul. But if you are wise, you will heed my bidding. Go now. The artifact must be reclaimed, and Malkarin destroyed.
That was a very thinly veiled threat.
Malkarin has forced the doors shut, but this is my temple, and it responds to my decree. I will send down a ray of light. Guide this light through my temple, and its doors will open.
Couldn't we be a little bit more gentle with the descent? Whew. Surprised I managed to keep breakfast down. That woman is insane. Alright, before we go in, let's just... And I'm actually remembering, say, Apprentice Priest here. And then also Arcanist Torch. See, I'm finally becoming a proper wizard. I'm remembering my spells. Let's get that cast. Still haven't fixed the issue, by the way, with the ash piles appearing like underneath ghosts and corrupted shades. Reason why I call it an issue is because they have their own ash piles, so it results in 2. It's an easy fix, though. I already know how to fix it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Just letting you know beforehand, because that will happen again in the video. Alright. Got a lever behind a locked door. A needlessly complicated mechanism. I can almost respect that. You could have just put a locked door right here. Reason why I say I can respect that is because I do occasionally play some Minecraft, and in Minecraft I do tinker a lot with redstone, and I have a lot of needlessly complicated and cursed mechanisms. The reason I'm thinking about that is because of the recent update, so I was just recently trying it out. For example, I recently made it so the front door into one of my bases, you have to put on a hat to open the door. Well, any piece of armor, but I use my helmet. You guys are actually a bit tough, aren't you? Yeah, you know what? Have a priest. I'm not gonna name her yet, because we'll be replacing her pretty soon. Gotta see if I could do anything about your combat hollering. I actually hadn't tested this spell properly before now, so I was not expecting that. Oh well, it's a work in progress mod. Plenty of time to iron out the things like that, because it's unreleased at the moment. So yeah, hope you don't mind the wailing of the ghosts. Oh, you did get a name this time. That's real names doing that, not actually a feature of the spell. Just a bit of feature overlap there. I did not put on my mage armor. There we go.
Such an abrupt end to our game.
And so as you can see, she is using radiant spells, which does help us in dealing with the undead. If it fits, I sits. I don't know why that was the thing that came to mind, but there we go. Oh, I was not expecting to be right there. You really didn't hurt much, though, did you?
Such an abrupt end to our game.
Guess it is an iron warhammer versus iron flesh. Let's have a climb real quick. You'll never take me alive. Ow. I guess you could try to take me dead, though. I definitely want to see if I can change that. Maybe tinker around with a custom voice type. Just an idea that just bounced off the top of my head. Don't actually know if that will work yet. Plenty of time to test. Again, a needlessly complicated mechanism, but I respect that. I mean, I imagine that giving them a custom silent voice type would actually work, because then they wouldn't have a voice type to actually deliver the lines with. But I guess I will see when I actually get around to testing that. Can't open this with my spell, so I have to pick it the old-fashioned way. Have I mentioned I hate lockpicking minigames? There we go. I don't even think it was perceptible how small that final adjustment was. Keep up, Lucian.
Careful.
Okay. Let's reapply Iron Flesh. Then refresh a new priest. Oh, I actually shot her. And she's down, probably thanks to my own involvement. How'd you end up there? These corpses are surprisingly rich. Although the amount of weight that we're going to accumulate from picking up all the gold will slowly build up over time. Don't know if I've actually mentioned it before, but gold has 0.01 weight in my game. It's a personal tweak I did in the creation kit. So every 100 gold is a pound of inventory space. Why are you telepathically projecting, "Take that"? You weirdo. I would take the ladders, but I kind of want to explore this area because there will be loot. Have a priest. I guess the proper word to be using would be priestess. But I'm just going to say priest. Not all of them are female. Hey, thanks for setting off the trap for me. Appreciate it. there is something a little bit, I was gonna say ironic, but it's actually kind of fitting. Actually, no, she's saying live among the dead. So she's not looking for undead, she's looking for living. There is something ironic about it. My brain had interpreted that backwards. I'm not even gonna try to shoot over this.
Such an abrupt end to our game.
If you're wondering why she was missing, it's because I have precision installed, so daggers have a shorter reach. Sometimes AI struggles a little bit with that in this game. One of my minor complaints with precision, but it's a minor complaint. Enemies don't seem to have a hard time hitting me, after all. Ooh, an elven sword. I wonder if that's better than what Lucian has. I doubt it, because it's Anniversary Edition content. Yeah, AE content. A bit overpowered, but as I said before, I'm only using it because we're pretty late in the game at this point, being level 21. Not late into Morris's adventure, mind. He has still a lot to do, but pretty late in the game. Ah, you sneaky bastard. Also, ow, I'm electrocuting myself. I didn't even notice. And now I think I'm tiny.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Hey.
It was much too short.
I do like the wild magic. It is fun. Not to toot my own horn too much. Yeah, we're gonna be small for a little bit. In fact, it will last us about 2 minutes. We'll be fine. Good thing I'm too short for the trap. I was trying to see if there was anything else up there, or if it was just the potion. Okay, anything in these urns? No, nothing. Let's reapply some iron flesh. To search these urns, I'm gonna actually have to hop up to their level. They're almost as tall as... Yeah, they're almost as tall as me. This one is about the same height. These ones are about a head shorter. Oh, that's adorable. Alright. This episode's going to be a bit of a longer one, I can tell just looking at the timer. So I'm pretty sure I had like 15 minutes recorded of the part before the first cut, and now I'm at the second 15 minutes. So it's going to be a little bit longer. Not terribly so, just a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, though. I do like occasionally putting out longer episodes. The effect's almost done. I want it to expire before we actually go in to confront the main guy, because it limits our mobility somewhat. Doesn't have very many effects, but that is one of them, limiting your mobility. I can't even jump up that. Oh, and I grew. Poor Morrus probably just smashed his shins into this right here because he was trying to sprint to jump up it. And then he suddenly grew. So dramatic. Okay, let's refresh Iron Flesh. I was about to say reflesh Iron Flesh. And let's just use this for now because there's a necromancer in there. I think they already killed him. Oops, sorry, Lucian. Are you taking damage? Yes, you are. Okay, good. Oh, and you have a shade. Get some distance. We're out of magicka. Oh, we're locked in. There we go.
It is done. The Defiler is defeated. Take Dawnbreaker from its pedestal.
Not before I loot the place, Meridia. As I said before, these corpses are pretty filthy rich. And as stated before, oh wait, it was during this episode I already said it, I don't really need to reiterate, but now I've probably made you curious by saying that. I was going to state the fact that we aren't going to be letting Lucian use Dawnbreaker, because he will be turning our undead. I'm just currently divvying loot somewhat. Just need to find what I can give him and that he won't use. Do we have a lot of miscellaneous crap? You know what? Yeah, you could just hold on to some gold for us, like 4,000. There you go. Well, closer to 5,000 I gave him, but you know what I mean. He just took like 48 pounds off of us because of that. And that's what I mean by the weight of the gold accumulating over time. Poor Lucian probably thinks he just got a pretty big payday, but he's gonna have it taken from him later. Because it's my gold. I'm the one who's buying all the spells and whatnot. Because I'm the more focused wizard. I say while having a hard time focusing. You know what I mean, focusing on spells. And then Morrus disappears after that tangent.
Malkarin is vanquished. Skyrim's dead shall remain at rest.
And misread name is Mafia somehow.
As it should be. This is because of you. A new day is dawning, and you shall be its herald. Take the mighty Dawnbreaker, and with it purge corruption from the dark corners of the world. Wield it in my name, that my influence may grow.
We both kind of know that's not going to happen, because I use undead myself. I made that pretty clear from the get-go. But I'll keep the sword. Find someone else to spread your religion, though.
It matters not. The plant cares nothing for the rays that bring it the warmth of the sun. As you carry Dawnbreaker, so will my light touch the world.
And we're doing the following thing again. I'm not a fan of this. I always get a little bit nervous during that fall because I've had it happen before where I've just straight up died by hitting the floor. Arcanist Torch, let's dispel that. Right, and I've already refavorited Eldritch Flame. Let's get Magnus back on standby as well. And let's teleport Lucian because he was left behind. We'll say she brought him up too. Okay, so it's 5 p.m. We still have a Necromancer cave to clear. But that's where I'm going to end this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this slightly longer episode. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.